Jabihari. Joyam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Paribrajaka Ashtatara Abhacharnar Binda Bhakti Vedanta Shami Srila Ki Iskon Pratisat Acharya Srila Ki Ananta Kuri Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Shamaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Shishinitai Gaushidanat Pamanande. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Shangitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyashaya Lokasha Danam Shashti Ayanam Mahat Vande Aham Shri Guru Shijirabhata Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Shakarajatam Sahaganaraganatam Vidang Tangsha Jibam Shadaitam Javadutam Parijan Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Chahagana Lalita Shibi Shakang Vidangshta Mantra Guru Ajokta Shikha Guru Ganta Charane Yage Kade Abandon Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Shami Dinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaudavani Pachani Nirvesha Shashandavari Pashtatate Shatarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhunitananda Se Adaita Gadayā Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Trai-piṣṭaporu-bhaya-hā nṛsiṁha-rūpam. Kṛtvā bhramad-bhrukuṭi-daṁṣṭra-karāla-vaktram. Daitya-indram ashu gadayā-bhipatantam ārād. Ūrau nipātya vidadāra nakhaiḥ sphurantam. Trai-piṣṭapa, the demigods, uru-bhaya-hā, one who vanquishes great fears. Saha, he, the personality of Godhead, nṛsiṁha-rūpam, assuming the incarnation of Nṛsiṁha, kṛtvā, doing so, bhramat, by rolling, bhru-kuṭi, eyebrows, daṁṣṭra, teeth, karāla, greatly fearful, vaktram, mouth, daitya-indram, the king of the demons, ashu, immediately, gadayā, with club in hand, abhipatantam, while falling down, ārāti, nearby, ūrau, on the thighs, nipātya, placing on, vidadāra, pierced, nakhaiḥ, by the nails, sphurantam, while challenging. Translation and put by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Shami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The personality of Godhead assumed the incarnation of Nṛsiṁhadeva in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with a club in his hand. By placing the demon on his thighs and piercing him with his nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. Purport: the history of Hiranyakashipu and his great devotee son, Prahlad Maharaj, is narrated in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu became very powerful by material achievements and thought himself to be immortal by the grace of Brahmaji. Brahmaji declined to award him the benediction of immortality because he himself is not an immortal being. But Hiranyakashipu derived Brahmaji's benediction in a roundabout way, almost equal to becoming an immortal being. Hiranyakashipu was sure that he would not be killed by any man or demigod or by any kind of known weapon, nor would he die in any day or night. The Lord, however, assumed the incarnation of half man and half lion, which was beyond the imagination of the materialistic demon, like Hiranyakashipu. And thus, keeping pace with the benediction of Brahmaji, the Lord killed him. He killed him on his lap, so that he was killed neither on the land, nor on the water, nor in the sky. The demon was pierced by Nṛsiṁha's nails, which were beyond the human weapons imaginable by Hiranyakashipu. The literal meaning of Hiranyakashipu is one who is after gold and soft bedding. The ultimate aim of all which is the ultimate aim of all materialistic men. Such demoniac men who have no relationship with God gradually become puffed up by material acquisitions and begin to challenge the authority of the Supreme Lord and torture those who are devotees of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj happened to be the son of Hiranyakashipu, and because the boy was a great devotee, his father tortured him to the best of his ability. In this extreme situation, the Lord assumed the incarnation of Nṛsiṁhadeva, and just to finish the enemy of the demigods, the Lord killed Hiranyakashipu in a manner beyond the demon's imagination. Materialistic plans of godless demons are always frustrated by the all-powerful Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki, Nṛsiṁha ki. We're so fortunate in ISKCON, Mayapur, to be able to have the presence of Bhagavan Sri Nṛsiṁhadeva. My personal evaluation is that on this planet, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva is not worshipped as gorgeously, as devotedly, as wonderfully as he is in Navadip Dham. This is a great asset that we have this puja. You know that only the Naishtika brahmacharis worship Nṛsiṁhadeva? You know that? The Grihastha is not allowed to go near him. Only the Naishtika brahmacharis. Where is that standard? Ancient temples, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva deities, many South India, big deities, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva. Where are the pure brahmacharis who are worshipping? I don't think you will find. But here, he's very attached. Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan, he's very attached to his pujaris because of their purity, because of their dedication, because of their devotion, because of their devotion. There was one story where one Mataji said, this is close to 30 years ago now. And one Mataji was there taking darshan, and Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva spoke to her, and he said, my pujari is very dear to me. My pujari is very dear to me. I will take him back now. And the Mataji, no, Pangajangari Prabhu, he's too much dear to us. I will take him, no. And Nṛsiṁhadeva said, then I will take one of the gurus. Yeah. And just at that time, His Holiness Gogovinda Swami Maharaj departed and left. Extraordinary. This Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan is very, as I say, very highly active deity. He appears in the dreams. He appeared in the dream of the pujari. He said, everything's okay, but when you wake me in the morning, don't shine that light in my eyes. There's a story in the pujari. And he had the marks on his chest. When Nṛsiṁhadeva were leaning on him. Mayapur, Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan, special upostiti, special presence. When another Mataji was taking darshan, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva said, I want my red eyes back. And Mataji, just a simple devotee, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva told, I want my red eyes back. Tell the pujari. She went and told Pankajangari. Then she didn't even know anything about the eyes. They changed the eyes, put green eyes. She went and told, Nṛsiṁhadeva spoke to me. He said he wants his red eyes back. These two brothers, Pankajangari Prabhu, Jananivas Prabhu, they came to this world to establish the worship in Mayapur, which will be the world headquarters of the Sankirtan movement for 10,000 years. And the upasana, āradhana, the worship of Narasimha Bhagavan, of Panchatattva, Radha Madhav, is established by these two, Nitya Siddha, Bhagavan Parshad Bhaktas, Mukta Purush, Mukta Purush. They came for this, to set up the standards of worship. Many qualities, Gauda Hoite Vaishnav, the Bengali Vaishnav, many qualities, the glorious for devotion. One particular powerful, loyalty. This morning we heard Gauranga Prem Swami Maharaj, very loyal to his guru. Gauda Hoite Bhaktagan, the loyalty is a quality they possess, loyalty. So they're loyal to the rules, to the established rules. They're very loyal. They'll stick to that. There's a quality. There's parampara. In this way, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva will remain. He will be satisfied because the puja, which was established by his dear eternal bhakta Pankajangari Prabhu, is established, is worshipped. He's followed in that way. We're so fortunate just to take darshan. Just to be able to take darshan, we're so fortunate. In Mayapur, Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan is very special. He appeared in the dream of the Chankazi, warning him, that day you didn't do such a great offense, so I'm not killing you, but I'm warning you. If you disturb the Sankirtan devotees, I will destroy you and your mangsha, your whole family. And he was pressing down. He would just like you bifurcate, just like you split. That's worshipable, that drum. How significant that lila is. That drum is worshipped, a broken mridanga. I will split you open just like you broke that mridanga. Nṛsiṁhadeva, Mayapur, Gausundar, Sankirtan movement. It's very, very connected. So he appeared in the dream of Chankazi to establish the Sankirtan, to explain how he's protecting the Sankirtan movement. And now in ISKCON Mayapur, he has appeared in full opulence to protect the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan ki. In the Rupshika, Shutra Rupe Kohi Bishtar Najar Bonon. It's not possible to explain everything, Rupa. Mahaprabhu is explaining. Not possible to explain everything to you. Shutra Rupe Kohi. Bishtar Najar Bonon. It's not possible to explain everything. I will explain in the simple form to you. Sutra form. Codified. Krishna Tatta, Bhakti Tatta, Rasa Tatta, Pranto. Shab Shikalo Prabhu, Bhagavat Shidanto. All the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. The science of Krishna, the science of devotion, the science of rasa. Krishna Tatta, Bhakti Tatta, Rasa Tatta. That's Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojan Tatta. Shab Shikalo Prabhu, Bhagavat Shidanto. He's taught everything to Rupa. All the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Prayagraj, he taught Rupa Goswami in 10 days. One chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, Vaishnav Mandali, we request you to study Rupshikha. All the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam you will find. So in Rupshikha, Mahaprabhu is explaining the tattva of Vrindavan and Vaikuntha. We are worshipping Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan and we're standing in the temple, Radha Madhav, Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan. We should understand something about the tattva. It's not the same. There's some difference. Let's explain. Mahaprabhu explains that Gokule kebal roti aishad jagyan heen puri dware Vaikuntha ade aishad pravin. He's explaining that in Vrindavan, Gokule, kebal roti, there is only emotional attachment. There is only emotional attachment. Kebal roti. Roti means prema bhava. There's only the intense attachment. Aishadja gyan heen. Aishadja means opulence. Opulence means the awareness of the Lord as the supreme controller. Aishadja jukta prema. Like Narad Muni. He's a prema bhakta. Narad Muni. Vaikuntha Bashi. Prema bhakta. Prema. Complete, perfect love of Godhead. He has understanding that Lord Narayan is the supreme Godhead. He worships him in that way, as do all of the Vaikuntha Bashis. But in Vrindavan, where Radha Krishna are worshipped, they're not aware that Krishna is God. Gokule keboroti aishadjagyan heen. They're not loving Krishna in Vrindavan because he's God. They don't think he's God. Kebol shuddha prem aishadjana jane is rupshika. Kebol shuddha. Kebol is called, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is called Kebol prem. As distinct from Mahatma Gyan prem. The two types of prema. Kebol prem in Vrindavan. Mahatma Gyan prem in Vaikuntha. Kebol. Kebol shuddha prem aishadja na jane. They don't know that Krishna is God. Aishadja na jane. Aishadja dekleo nija shambhanda shaimane. Even when Krishna displays opulence as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aishadja dekleo nija shambhanda shaimane. They never give up their intimate relationship. This verse, Mahaprabhu is explaining it in relation to Nanda Dulal sitting on the lap of Ma Yashoda and showing the universal form. It's just like play for him. Just like play. It's a whole different incident. Goshundar also. Aishadja nanamoto e babe nanamo aishadja dekai ballabab prakatiyo paschat lukai. In his childhood, he's playing games. He's revealing his opulence as the Supreme Personality of God, just in playing games. Playing games. Like, for example, he's playing in the Ganga after school, many hours. The Brahmins, they cannot take bath. Navadipe shampoti, borne bare pare, ek Ganga ghate, lok shnan kore. 100,000 people bathing, Vrindavan Das Thakur describes, in the ghats of Navadip. All of the aristocratic Brahmins, the Sannashis, the Tyagis, the pious householders, Matri Mandali, the ladies, everyone. The ghat, that was the place where everything was happening in my. There's no central main street. There's the ghat. The ghat, that's where everything was happening. Everyone was going. Loki Devi 3 times a day. Bath, Ganga Snan, Loki Devi, 3 times a day. Shachimata noticed, she's coming 3 times a day to take Ganga Snan. Ganga with everything. Vishamba, Visharup, morning time, take bath in Ganga. And then go for school, after school, take bath in Ganga. In evening, again, come, class on the banks of Mahaganga. Vanchakalpataru, Shri Gaurushandor, Janabir Bansha, Punnakori Nirantor. Janabir Bansha, the desires of Janabi, Maganga. Punnakore, Nirantor. He's constantly fulfilling the desires of Maganga. Vanchakalpataru, Shri Gaurushandor. The desire fulfilling Gaurushandor is always fulfilling the desires of Maganga. And then the Brahmins and the Vaishnavas would come, and Nimai would in such a way he would disturb them. They couldn't take bath. He would dive under the water, pull their chanting Gayatri, pull them under the water, gasping for breath. He would come up, spit water, and they're doing Dhyan, meditation. He would spit water in their face. He'd say, who are you meditating on? I am the incarnation for the age. Ha 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 ha, meditate on me. The Brahmins would set up the puja, take bath, and everybody taking bath, mantra shnan, to come and sit, do puja. Nimai would sit on the ashon. He would eat the boga. He would take the garland, put it on his neck, take the chandan, and then laugh. Ha 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 ha, Goshai. The object of your worship has been fulfilled. The purpose of your puja has been satisfied. Ha ha ha. He would steal the deities, Shiva Linga, Bhagavad Gita. The Kaumari Mandaliyos, they were not spared. The unmarried girls, he would disturb them. Ama puja koro, ami debor bar, Ganga, Durga, Dashi Mor, Mahesh Kinkar. Worship me. They're going with the plates, the fruits, the flowers to worship Durga, Ma Durga, and Mahadev, Shiv, as the unmarried girls of the Vedic culture do. And they're on the banks of the Ganga doing puja. And Sachinandan, he comes, Ama puja koro, worship me. Ami debobar, I will give you benediction. Ganga, Durga, Dashi Mor, Ma Ganga and Ma Durga, they are my maidservants. Mahesh Kinkar, Lord Shiva is my follower. And they're saying, oh Nimai, stop your joking talks. The same Siddhanta, the same conclusion that Vasudev, Sri Krishna, at Kurukshetra on the chariot, he declares that aham karatur, aham jagyaya svara, aham, I am the mantra, I am the puja, I am the offering, I am the herb. Just worship me. Ama puja, manmana, think of bhramad-bhrukuṭi-daṁṣṭra-karāla-vaktram, madhyaji, worship me. The same conclusion that Krishna is speaking on the chariot in Kurukshetra with great opulence. Param Purushotam, Shri Krishna, he's wearing a helmet also. With great opulence, he's declaring these truths. The same truths, Sachinandan, he declares as a child, like a play. Just worship me. Ganga, Durga, Dashi Mor, Mahesh Kinka, just worship me like a child. Just consider Goshandar avatar, Chaitanya avatar, just consider the sweetness. They're thinking he's just playing games. And then they go and complain. They go and complain to Jagannath Mishra and the Brahmins in a big group. They're explaining, he does this, he does that, we can't take our bath, we have to take bath many times. Jagannath Mishra very angry. You can imagine all the big aristocratic Brahmins, they come, a big group of them, they'll make one after another, big long list of complaints about your son. He grabbed a stick. He was going down the Ganga. He's looking right up and down the Ganga. Where is Nimai? Where is Nimai? The boys, he told the boys, when my father comes, when my father comes, in an angry mood, looking for me, tell him I didn't come today. Jagannath angrily goes back. And then he said, where is it? And then they see Nimai coming down the track. The same hair, the same ink blotches. He'd been to school, hadn't even been to Ganga. He's looking just like a Shona Champa. Champa? Shona Champa. The golden Champa. Shona Champa. Very fragrant. Surrounded by bumblebees. Bzzz, golden Godanga with the blotches of ink on his shirt and as he's coming down the path. And then he comes running in. He sees Jagannath Mishra. He runs. He climbs up on his lap. Embraces Jagannath Mishra. Putra darsh anande guchilo bichar sneha-punno hoilo duha kichu nahi ar. Putra darshan ande. When he saw his son, Putra darshan anande, the bliss he experienced. And Nimai climbed up on his lap, embraced him. Baba. Guchilo bicha, he forgot everything. Guchilo bicha, everything. The Brahmins, they said this, the Kumaris said that, he forgot everything. Sneha-punno hoilo. Kichu, duha kichu nahi. Just completely overwhelmed with affection. The feelings. He just forgot everything. Nimai is my son. Nimai says, Ma, get some oil. I'm going to take bath in the Ganga. They couldn't believe. So he's a naughty boy and he uses his mystic opulence to get out of trouble. Get out of trouble. He's God. But they don't, Jagannath Mishra, he's going with a stick in his hand. He's going with a stick. He's not thinking Nimai is God. He doesn't think Nimai is God. Even in a dream, a Brahmin appeared to Jagannath Mishra in a dream. Oh, Mishra, it's not appropriate that you chastise and correct your son in this way. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, fully endowed with transcendental knowledge. He doesn't require any correction or education from you. In a dream, imagine a dreamer like that. An effulgent Brahmin telling you your son's God. And in the dream, Mishra kahe dev siddhi muni keninai jai she bado hok matra amartanai. Yes, Mishra kahe, yes. Dev siddhi muni keninai. Maybe he's a muni, a great sage, or a siddhi, a great perfected being, or deva, demigod, or even the Supreme Lord Narayan. Jai she bado hok. No matter how important he might be, matra amartanai. As far as I'm concerned, he's my son. It's my responsibility to give him education, my responsibility to correct him. So even they tell him that he's God. Mahabharata was explaining. When Gopal, he opened his mouth, Jashodama, briefly she's overwhelmed. Even she began to think that, oh, I'm wasting my life in householder life. I should cultivate Atma Tattva. In the village life, just family, eating, sleeping. I should cultivate Atma Tattva. Mahajasoda is thinking after seeing universal form. And then she says, oh, you foolish lady, you have no time for Atma Tattva. You have to feed your child. You have to feed your child. You have to bathe your child. Nija Shambhana Shaimane. Even he displays opulence of God. The next day, do we see on her Facebook page, Gopal, he showed the universal form. He's got the universal form in his mouth. Going viral. She doesn't even tell anybody. We hear the description, she doesn't go and tell anybody. Oh, I saw the universal form in Nanda Dulal's mouth this morning. She doesn't even mention it. She forgets. She forgets. That's such an insignificant thing to her. She doesn't even mention it again. It's so insignificant. No, he's my son. That's it. They're so absorbed in that relationship. So absorbed. Even in the house, he sees that he calls Nimai, bring my book. Nimai, giving me some responsibility. He runs, where's the book? He comes with his head, he gives to Jagadamba. They're hearing the sound of the ankle bells. Where's the sound of ankle bells coming from? Our child doesn't wear ankle bells. Nupur dhoni, kotai. They're looking. And then he looks, you see, another amazing thing, through the cottage, there's all the imprint of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chakra, and the grain of wheat, and the head of fish, and other auspicious symbols which only appear on the sole of the feet of Supreme Lord Hari. All over the cottage floor. Imprinted, he says to Bishambar Janani, Vishwarup Janani, oh mother of Vishwarup, tomorrow make a special item, payesh, mishti onna. We will worship Shalagram Shila with Panchagabba. And then he falls down on the ground, he's paying obeisances to those footprints. He says, Devi, this is our last life. We'll be liberated next life. We won't come back to the material world. Look, the deity is so merciful. He's coming off the altar. He's walking around. Make a special puja. Jagannath Mishra, he's living with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every day he's seeing him, taking prasadam. And he thinks he's a conditioned soul. This is our last birth, Devi. We will not take birth again. He thinks he's a conditioned soul. He doesn't think he's liberated. He doesn't never think that this is a rasa, lila. If Mahajasoda, if she's thinking that Gopal is the Supreme Lord, how can she pick up a stick and chastise him? You are the Prabhu, you break as much yogurt as you want. You distribute here and there, Prabhu, Namo Namaha. So in order to enjoy the lila, they're covered. And they forget he's God. Even Krishna forgets he's God. Muhu Shasha Kampa Triya Kanka Kanta, this quivering fear. Jashoda Bhaya Lukada Davamana, out of fear. He's afraid. He's afraid, Mother's son, Lila. Gokule Keboroti, Aishadjagyanheen. And there's no knowledge, there's no awareness that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Gokul, in Navadip, in order that their pastimes can be fully enjoyed, without any reverential official. Even Mahaprabhu is explaining that when Krishna and Balaram, this is all in Rupshika, Mahaprabhu is explaining Krishna and Balaram, they came to Mathura, and they killed Kamsa. And then Devaki and Vasudeva, they were released from the prison. And then they came in front of Krishna and Balaram. And Devaki, she's feeling maternal affection, seeing her child after many years. Maternal affection. And she wanted to embrace Krishna. But remembering, because when Krishna appeared, he displayed his Chaturbhuj Narayan, the Aishwarya Roop, full of opulence at the time of birth, to show that your child is Lord Narayan. So she's always thinking, my child, Lord Narayan. When Krishna came after killing Kamsa and then came before Vasudeva and Devaki, she felt to embrace him like a mother. And then she remembered he's the Supreme Lord, and she offered her pranam mantras. And Mahaprabhu is explaining that the opulence actually restricts the free expression of emotion. The awareness that Krishna is God, it restricts sankuchita. It restricts the full experience of the emotional. So even in Mathura, it's not like Vrindavan, where you forget Krishna is God and you enter into the pastimes completely and enjoys in that way. Even in Mathura, this conception. Gokule Keborati Aishwarya Heen Puri Dvare Vaikuntha Adde Aishwarya Prabhin. Puri Dvare, in the two Puris, it's Mathura Puri and Dwarka Puri. Puri Dvare and Vaikuntha Adde, and in Vaikuntha Aishwarya Prabhin. The distinction outside of Vrindavan, even in Mathura, even in Dwarka, the devotees, they're in prema, but they consider that Krishna is the Supreme God. Vaikuntha Adya, and in Vaikuntha, there is always the conception that Lord Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan, he's the Vaikuntha Dev, Vaikuntha Nath, and he's worshipped in this way. So there are differences when you're standing in front of the deities of Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan and Radha Madhav, which I understand there's some differences there. That Lord Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan, he's worshipped in the Dasyaras. You do not become the friend and go and play and have picnics. You do not even become the child or the parent of Lord Nṛsiṁha. But what to speak of conjugal? It's a dasyaras, always with a reverence, always with the Aishwarya conception, worshipped in the rules and regulations. Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan. And the mood of Navadip and the mood of Vrindavan is where Krishna is worshipped without the conception of him being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without the opulence. And in this way, Rupa Goswami concludes that the ārāt Bhagavan Braje Shetanaya Tama Vrindavanam, that the most worshipable form of the Lord is Krishna in Vrindavan, because he's Akila Rasamrita Murti, the embodiment of all the rasas. When Krishna appears in this verse in the Bhagavatam, third chapter, first canto, Indrari Bhyakulam Loke Mridayanchi Yuge Yuge Ete Cha Angshakala Pungshan Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the others are expansions. Prabhupada explains that for different purposes the Lord appears. He mentions Nṛsiṁha avatar, out of anger, to vanquish the enemies. He appears for that purpose. As a Lila avatar, he appears and then it goes. Nṛsiṁha avatar. Prabhupada gives example like the electricity current, it displays different purposes, different times. So different incarnations, Lila avatars. So they come to perform that Lila. There's no before, there's no after. Childhood, Nṛsiṁhadeva's growing up, and childhood, and but Krishna avatar is so many different, all the rasas are there in the Krishna avatar. Srimad Bhagavatam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam, because it's explaining Krishna in Vrindavan, Krishna in Dwarka, Krishna in Mathura, all of the different pastimes. So Krishna demonstrates all of the different rasas, and we can approach him and we can love Krishna in any of the different rasas. Akila Rashamrita Murti. Therefore, worship of Krishna in Vrindavan is the Goswami Siddhanta, the conclusion of the Goswamis, and the conclusion of our teachings of Srila Prabhupada and our movement. And we're worshipping Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva here, particularly in Mayapur, for protection. And then Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva was brought here as a result of Mayapur being attacked on 2 occasions by pirates and dacoits, hundreds of them. Of course, things are different now. And in those days, 30, 40 years ago, a remote place, hardly many devotees here. Nṛsiṁhadeva, after Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva appeared, such things ceased. Mayapur was fully protected. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, whenever he would enter the temple of Lord Jagannath, first he would pay obeisances to Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva and chant the prayers, which we chant every day. Tabakara kamalam varena kam adbhuta shingam namaste nṛsiṁhaya pralada. Which Prabhupada also introduced as regular part of the sadhana practice in ISKCON, daily worship. And Prabhupada actually introduced the worship of Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva at the first time when he became seriously sick in San Francisco, and at that time he established the worship of Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva in ISKCON. And the worship of Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva has come to his full opulence in ISKCON Mayapur, and we're very fortunate to be able to have his presence and take his darshan and worship him in Mayapur. Hare Krishna. So any question? Yes?
Prabhu, I understand that Yogamaya, because of Yogamaya in the pastimes of the Lord, the devotees forget that the Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in this material world, is it the influence of Mahamaya, or is it ignorance of the soul which makes a living entity forget who the Supreme Personality of Godhead?
It's kind of interesting, isn't it, that here we're trying to remember the Supreme, we're trying to satatam smartavyam Vishnu Vishnatabnunajat, always remember him and never forget him. Sarva vidhi nishedayo, all of the rules and regulations, etayo evakinka, a servant of this, to always remember Krishna and never forget him as God. And the whole purpose is, that the goal is that we forget he's God. and we can worship. That's ragmag bhakti. It's an advanced stage. So, but we hear about it. We hear these pastimes. Krishna Lila, Gaur Lila, Sri Gauda Madhur Lila, Jharkane Prabesh Lila, Rido Ninamal Bhello. When you hear the sweet pastimes of Gaur Chaitanya Gaur Lila, Karne Prabesh Lila, they enter the ear. Rido Ninamal Bhello, Thakur Narottam sings, the heart becomes purified. So we're hearing the pastimes awaken our love, where we become attracted to this person by hearing these pastimes. But in general, we're practicing sadhana to always remember Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we get to the stage where, and overcome illusion, because if we're not practicing sadhana, again we will forget. Again we will forget. Krishna Shuya Shamamaya Hoy Ondaka. Illusion, darkness, I am this body. Again we will. But ultimately come to the stage in Krishna consciousness. It's not that we're in, it's a different type of illusion where meaning that, of course, there is understanding that Krishna is God, but it's not the reason why we're worshipping him. It's not the reason why we're worshipping him. Those Brahmins, they all came and complained to Jagannath Mishra. They said, actually, we know he's God. They said, sometimes it's described. They said, but it's not important to them. It's not important to them. So it's not like they forget. It's not like the illusion that we're in, where you forget completely. And you accept, and our illusion that asatyada satta monikori. Narottam Thakur sings, asatyada satta monikori. our illusion is that the unimportant temporary things we take as so important. Nate vidu sata gatami Vishnu durashaya bahir artha manina. That's illusion. Bahir artha manina. We think that the material energy is very important. And then we forget God as a result of that. That's materialism. You become absorbed in the material pursuits and you forget Lord. Asatya satta kodimani. So that's disease. Enecha oshad maya nashi baro lage. Enecha oshad. I bought the medicine maya nashi baro lage, which will destroy that illusion. Harinama mahamantra lao tumi mage. I'm begging you, you take this mahamantra, Hare Krishna. It will destroy the illusion that you are a product of the material energy. So.
Thank you so much.
Contra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gauda Premanande.